Silence everyone. And we'll start with the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So the first item on our agenda is to approve the minutes from December 11th. Did everyone get a chance to review them? Changes?
There was one revision.
And it's been,
Yeah.
okay. I'll take a motion.
So moved.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'll send these around to be signed. Next up is Alicia's update.
No real updates. Everything we have in front of you has been put into the portal and is an official form in all your sheets as far as the default budget. Sunray Shores has control over it, or their budget that they're presenting tonight. So that's just kind of nothing that I do. It's just all of them, and then the proposed budget here. All the articles are in. There are, the 13th is the last day for petition warrant articles, so there is a possibility that we still may or could get a petition warrant article. If we have one that does come in that has a monetary value, we do have to hold a public hearing for that. So that would be if someone wants to raise and appropriate X amount of dollars to purchase something. So that's why we'll keep the second public hearing on the books just in case, but I will know by the end of the day on the 13th whether we have one. I doubt it, but just in case, we'll keep it.
So is that next Monday? Tuesday? 13th is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay. So we'll know by then.
Yes. And at least as long as, and it would be quick, it would just be to review whatever that petition was with the monetary value, review it, discuss it, close it, you're done. So as long as we.
But we would still need a quorum.
We still need a quorum, yes.
We don't get many with monetary amount usually attached to them.
I haven't seen one in the years that I've been here, but
Okay.
I can't, really
It's the
speak
first
to
time for
that.
everything.
Yeah.
I was just saying that my concern is the school district hearing is the day is our second possible one, so. We'll see if that comes to fruition. All right, anything else outstanding?
No, we have anything outstanding.
And I have to apologize, I don't think I remember names, but can I skip to the Sunray Shores first? And then do ours? Because
Yeah, if you wanna,
yeah,
you can move the agenda around this one as however you like, Chair.
I am gonna skip to number 5 for the Sunray Shores. And, yeah, so the gentleman who came to speak to it and
You need a copy of the. That's right.
So were you
I see the back.
opening the hearing for Sunray Shores?
yeah, let's do that.
Just making sure.
So at 6:05, we'll open the hearing for Sunray Shores. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How you doing today?
Good, thanks for coming. We have a lot of new members, if you don't mind giving a little overview.
Okay, we're 98 homes on a water system that was originally installed in the 60s. They put new pumps in, I think in 1974. The system hasn't been properly maintained and it is aging. We are replacing it. We're getting funding through the state and other resources. We had 1.9 million approved and we're working on like 1.65, whatever, because we're in the middle of right now. The project is underway. The pump house is being built as we speak. Some pipe has been put in the road. They'll pick back up when we're able to go back into the road in the spring. The district is fully self-sufficient. It's funded by the members It doesn't get $1 of tax money. We get the support that we need from, the local community, but, it's self-funded.
Thank you very much.
When do you expect that's gonna be done?
We're sure hoping, by the end of fall next year, this year, we're into next year. It's possible we may have some carryover into 27, but we're trying to get it, accomplished this year.
Where your pump house is, how much land do you have there?
We own several lots because most of the lots are in wetlands. There is one section of the land that we owned that we had to get permission to be closer to the road because we couldn't set back as much as we'd like to. But I don't know acreage wise. There's about 5 acres, I believe, where the well site is, but we own a whole bunch along Elaine Drive.
Well, I was just been, keeping the area around the well, so it doesn't get contaminated, just so you have protection that,
So the well sites are on the other side of the railroad track, right in wetlands. And we're going to be doing directional boring to get out there. We are having a little bit of an issue because even though the wells were put in there in the 70s, parallel to that, the state was going through a process to put the above ground sewer interceptor, and there is no bridge to cross it. For decades, we just went across it anytime we wanted. And now it's become an issue, so we're working with them to resolve that. But the wells, they require no treatment whatsoever. They've been pumping to feed 98 houses since the 70s, and they're in good shape. The pump house is about 800 feet away from it.
yeah, okay.
So Alicia, do we need to read this through line by line?
I don't think we did that last year.
I didn't even.
We did not.
Let's all.
Yeah, because you guys don't have control over
Right.
any of it anyway, so I think just the bottom line is all we had a motion on last year. Move to approve the 2026 Sunray Shores Water District proposed budget of $0. Is it 0 this year now?
Well, yeah. 0 and then the revenues.
Nothing.
So,
That's good.
no, we are absolutely have operating costs, so
So you could read it as, an operating budget of the 46,254 less, plus the special warrant articles, less the revenues with a total to be raised by taxation 0. And I
Anybody want to
agree.
move that? I'll make that motion.
So 78,000 or 46,000?
78,254 is the total appropriation minus estimated revenues of 78,254 for an estimated amount to be raised by taxation 0.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'll post this for you, Norm, once they sign.
I'm sorry.
I'll post this for the.
Thank you very
the
much. I appreciate it.
Once they sign.
Thank you all for your patience and letting me jump ahead in case he had dinner. So I'm not thinking about. So we'll close the public hearing for Sunday Shores at 6:11.
No public.
With
comment.
no public comment.
No additional public. What's the last page, supplemental schedule?
I have a question about the Zoom.
Yes,
Our faces aren't up on the TV that they usually are, but are we working?
We are working,
Oh,
Zoom
yeah.
is only, the live stream is not working,
Okay,
and
YouTube is not.
Okay, perfect. I just noticed that it was black over there on the screen and that maybe we weren't operating.
So what is that last page, budget general schedule, what is that?
I got one. Yes, it's.
She's still me.
It's just showing,
The 46,254 is the operating budget appropriations for the, what's it called?
Sunray Shores.
Sunrise, thank you. And then the, 50 down below. No, I'm sorry, right, is, right.
so there's a 10% rule. So if someone at town meeting wanted to increase, they couldn't do more than 10%, so it tells you that the max allowable voted at town meeting would be 50,879.
Thank you.
So I'll now open the budget hearing for town of Belmont.
You can do the default or the,
I'm gonna do propose and then we'll open and close it and.
Yeah.
Go back to default. So that's the
737.
37.
Right.
Now I feel like maybe I got away with reading just a little bit less than somebody. So I have to read the general government, the number, and then the budget committee amount, correct?
Last year, you did just the total numbers for each
For each
section
section.
and not each individual line item.
Love that. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you,
Be kind.
pages
Start on page 2.
2 through 6 is the appropriations, and then, so that is your operating budget.
Yeah.
With the total. So on page 6, it says total operating budget appropriations of the 12 million, and then after that is your special warrant.
And then those revenues.
And then
The
the revenues, that's the
which those are estimated, so I mean, you don't have to discuss the revenues you make, or you can just say that the total proposed estimated, because those will change next
think Colleen
October,
would like that.
November. Is in here on page 13.
Okay.
So, and it gives more of the breakdown, so page 13 tells you your operating, and then your special warrant articles, your individual warrant articles, the total appropriation minus the estimated revenue with the amount to be raised by taxation.
So starting on page 2, general government, $2,581,669. Public safety, $6,152,040. Airport Aviation Center, 0. Highways and streets, $1,432,335. Sanitation, $794,395. Water distribution and treatment, $0. Electric, $0. Health, $69,339. Welfare, $274,519. Culture and recreation, I'm gonna try that again. Culture and recreation, $471,861. Conservation and development, $20,201. Debt service, $254,924. Capital outlay, $20,000. There's 0 for operating transfers out, giving us a total operating budget appropriations of $12,071,283. Special warrant articles. Holly, with your permission, I'm gonna read just the ones that have dollar amounts in them, or do you need to hear all the zeros along the way?
No, last year I put everything fire, other culture, special revenues,
Okay,
water and sewer.
okay,
And
so
then
I'll
we
read the
put a
one as
total
long as they
dollar
have.
amount. So yes, you can read each one and then I'm just gonna take a total.
Perfect. 4215 ambulances, $105,000. 4589 other culture and recreation, $2,500. 4902 machinery, vehicles and equipment, $68,561. 4911 to revolving funds, $1. 4914S to sewer proprietary fund, $800,026. 4914W to water proprietary fund, $435,616. 4915 to capital reserve funds, $750,000. 4915 to capital reserve funds, which we separated these out just to clarify. The first one I mentioned was for the highway reconstruction capital. This one says CRF mill renovations, $300,000. 4915 capital reserve funds, municipal facilities capital reserve, $200,000. Capital reserve funds, CRF SCBA for the fire department, $123,666. Capital reserve funds, sewer repair and maintenance, $100,000. Capital reserve funds, water system repair and maintenance, $100,000. Capital reserve funds, property revaluation, capital reserve fund, $80,000. Capital reserve funds, heavy equipment capital reserve, $60,000. Capital reserve funds, information technology, $50,000. Capital reserve funds, bridge repair and maintenance capital reserve, $50,000. Capital reserves, library building improvements, $25,000. Capital reserve funds, Doral Mountain Road capital reserve fund, $5,000. Capital reserve funds, established CRF, CRSWC, $70,821. To expendable trust, fund CRF for accrued liability from fund balance, $50,000. To expendable trusts, cemetery capital reserve, $10,000. To expendable trusts, appropriation for expendable trust election equipment, $3,000. Total proposed special articles, $3,389,191. Individual warrant articles. Account number 4198, contingency, establish a contingency fund, $20,000. Oh, wait, no, these are all zero. Correction, zero. Are you okay if I don't, these were all last? No, wait, there you go, zeros to right, $20,000, I was correct. Account 4210, police. 24,319. Account 4220, fire, $100,000. 4220 fire, $162,346. Account 4312, highway and streets, $41,575. Account 4319, other highway, streets and bridges, $203,905. Where was the total?
Yeah.
There a total?
Yeah.
For a total of $552,145. Revenues. Line by line, can I do subtotals?
There is estimated, they will change, but if you just want to reiterate, this is estimated, that will change.
Estimated revenues, taxes. $200,938. Licenses, permits and fees, $1,965,000. From federal government, 0. State sources, $960,587. Charges for services, $320,000. Miscellaneous revenues, $280,000. Trying to see if that's still inter-fund operating transfers in. $1,609,203. Other financing sources, $125,821. Total estimated revenues and credits, $5,461,549. Operating budget appropriations, $12,071,284. Special warrant articles, $3,389,191. Individual warrant articles, $552,145. Total appropriations, $16,012,619. Less amount of estimated revenues and credits of $5,461,549. Leaves the estimated amount of taxes to be raised, $10,551,070.
That's the bill, but it's a-
The total, do I need to read this?
Crazy.
Any questions?
That's the-
Any questions? Online? Therefore, I will close the public hearing on the budget at 6:22.
No. Now, somebody sure has got a motion.
Do we need a motion on that?
Well, it's-
To send to the ballot?
If you want to do one, go for it.
Sure, I'll take a motion to send the proposed budget to the ballot.
So moved.
I'll second. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. The last handout you have is our default budget. You don't need me to beat this to everything, do you?
You can take it to the stuff like the have been, or you can
Okay,
just do
I'll take the
the, yeah,
I don't mind taking this on.
Yeah.
Default budget for Belmont for the period of 2026, year 2026. General government, $2,378,991. Public safety, $5,713. Let's try public safety again, $5,713,909. Airport Aviation Center, 0. Highways and streets, $1,408,373. Sanitation, $797,503. Water distribution and treatment, 0. Electric, 0. Health, $68,891. Welfare, $181,635. Culture and recreation, $422,069. Conservation and development, $17,214. Debt service, $254,924. Capital outlay, $20,000. Total operating default budget appropriations, $11,263,508.
do a motion to.
I'll take
or close and then public comment and then.
Take a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Under other business, we have 4 of us that are up for re-election. If you so choose, Mr. Gardner. Mr. Hurd.
Miss Friend.
Ms. French, oh, that's cool. And Campbell, both of you. My right. Should you decide that this is great fun and you love our company, please go down and sign up, anywhere between January 21st and January 30th. The 30th, they do stay up until 5 p.m. Love to have you back. We do have those 4 spots that need to be filled. Deliberative session is Saturday, January 31st. We love to have the budget committee members there. It's mandatory. Love to have you there. 10 a.m. at the high school. The snow date is the following Saturday, February 7th at 2 p.m.
Do we want to remind people?
Yes, after the 13th, making sure that there's no more petitions and everything, I will send out an email to you guys to come sign the official release version of the default summary shores, the warrants, and all of that. So, and we have to have that posted on or before January 26th. So in the next week or two.
Say we have about a week after we notify you, you'll head down to the town hall, go back and buzz Pauline that you're there, and she'll just, usually they're on the back table, we just go in and sign.
And bring your binders with you, if you're all set with your binders, so that we can have those to refill.
You can keep the information, just please leave the tabs and anything you don't want. If you don't want it, then just leave it. We'll take care of it. Recycle it and reuse those, but I would say it'd be really great to have everyone at the deliberative. I mean, this is your budget. It is yours to defend. It is yours to put it forward to the voters. It's not, and yes, it was recommended by the board, but you are an official budget committee, so it is your budget. There are changes that can happen at the deliberative, so it's good to have as many residents who can either be in favor or against, if changes do happen. And if there's something particular that you would like to speak to or show support, that would be great to have everyone there. If you can't, we understand.
It's been pointed out to me by more than one person who knows a lot more about budgets than I do. That every year that our budget doesn't pass, it puts us back 5 years. So at this point, we're back 10 years in reality. And I guess my other pet peeve that I'm going to have is the fact that this is obviously union contracts this year all came up. A lot of hours, a lot of time went into those meetings. And people love to vote no on the union contracts. And it's getting to the point that I'm trying very hard to put positive things out there. That it's all great if you want to vote for the fire, but not the highway, or vote for the police, not the fire, or whatever. But all three all interact, because no fire truck or no police vehicle is gonna get to somebody's house without the highway department. And we all know when you need an ambulance or you need a police officer or a fire truck, you need them now. And people have got to understand that if they keep voting this stuff down, we are gonna have to start as a town eliminating services or decreasing services or whatever the case may be. I mean, I don't know, with this last cold spell, I think salt has become a hard to get in some towns, and it's not cheap. Donnie, how much was it 10 years ago?
It wasn't very expensive.
It wasn't very expensive, and it is unreal. I can't remember exactly what they told me the last time, but
Said it was $85.
was that what it was? You would remember that line. I'm like,
I went down and bought some down Portsmouth and I had to pay 98.
did you?
Yeah.
So we must get it through the state, probably state bid, whatever. But, you know, it's, yeah. People have got to pass this budget. I mean, it's just very, very hard. And again, we've scrounged to keep our employees whole the last 2 years. We could get to the point where we can't do that, and we're gonna lose people. And we're not gonna be able to refill those positions. We have what, 5 in police right now? I don't remember, 4 or 5, I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. We've had vacancies in police, fire, not so much highway. We've had a good, that's been pretty stable, but police and highway have been, I'm sorry, police and fire, it's been very difficult.
It's only because of the vacancies that we can actually maintain the default budget. And obviously, that's a sad thing to have to say that, you know, we're going without, you know, and over exerting the staff that, you know, the police department does have, and the fire department as well.
If you have people that you're talking to and they have questions that you can't answer about the budget, you can refer them to me via email, I prefer, or Alicia. Because if I don't have it, yeah, I try not to do all the cell phone. But just if you can't answer them, just, it's great to get those questions answered before voting day. If possible.
There will be a voter's guide.
Yeah.
We'll, they're gonna do the voter's guide, so even if, someone that hasn't picked one up, grab it from 'em and hand it to them. It's, the voter's guide is,
Who's going to the school board meetings?
Me,
Now, I'm reading in the paper that it's, they have to, they capable of posting salaries. Did you know that?
no,
State passed a law this past year, it was in the paper, not long ago, that if you request it, they have to post salaries.
you know why I don't like that, don't you?
Well,
Because they poach from you when they see you got a good teacher or a cop or a firefighter and they see that they.
well, we have to post them,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just putting that out there that's, if it's requested, they have to post it.
So that was the last bit of things that I had to talk about. I've spent equally as much time with the school board. Mr. Edberg's been there with me, in their budget process, totally different than ours. Not that one's right, one's wrong. It was a total learning curve on the way it gets done. And a lot of hard discussions. It's not perfect. It's not final what's going forward, but there's a hearing on Thursday. And with the work that the board has done so far, there are cuts. There are things to try to save the taxpayer some money, and I would say, look at it, ask questions, go and look, because we are at a time in history, I can't think of any other word, where our public education system is changing drastically, where the money's coming from. And this was a step, and it's still an increase, but the board, a majority of the board stood for saying, we can't bring this, just because their original budget that came forward was less than their default. It was still a 6.1 increase, maybe
Yeah, 6-1 and change.
6.1 increase. Which
6%
they're
or 6 billion?
6%.
Oh.
No, 6.7.
6.7 increase, which that's what they thought, that's what they brought forward. The default was going to be higher. We have sat through, I can't count how many meetings now in the last 2 months to get that down. It is still an increase because contracts are there. But at this point, where we're at so far, what they're talking about is the new operating budget is quite a bit less than the default. So that should be something that people should be watching for as that continues on. The hearing, we have a school board meeting on Tuesday where they can, I guess, probably make their last choices. Then hearing where people will come back and talk. Nothing's final until it gets sent along, but a lot of work has gone in to try to save the taxpayers some money with as little impact to the students as possible. So watch for that. It may be the option this year that if you're looking to save money, saying no to that budget might not be saving you money.
Well, part of the thing is with, people talking about the school is the population keeps going down.
Correct.
But the cost keeps going up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people, frustrated.
So there's a lot to listen, with. That's,
A lot of people don't realize how many stuff is mandated that they have to have that is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So there's a lot to go on to it. It was interesting. Can't say whether or not I'll do it again. But, I am proud so far of some of the work we've done. Yeah.
I think that happens even with the town
Glad you
budget.
win.
There's so many things in that town budget that we really don't have any.
And that's the thing. And so there was quite a few tough decisions made, and I'm happy to be able to say that part. I don't know when there's still a hearing first, and I know times things can still change at the hearing, and then it will be equally important to make sure what the board sends forward doesn't get changed. So I'll get off my soapbox.
Informational, that's what. we do.
Informational. Anybody else have anything?
I
So,
just think it's important that as we see residents, neighbors, friends,
that we're making sure that they know what day voting is, and that they should be coming to vote, and hopefully vote yes.
Grab your guides ahead of time and educate yourself, find, if they have any questions.
Biggest thing I heard last year was, oh, when did we vote?
Yeah.
Oh,
That it's been, no matter,
I know,
and it, people get up and continue, well, you're not advertising enough. I mean, it's same time every year. It just is, I mean, how much can you, no matter what, we either don't advertise enough, or we're not advertising in the right places, or whatever. It's been, as long as I've been in this town, that's been a excuse that I've heard forever, and, again, trying to do, you could put more information on social media, but then you have to deal with the backlash. Backlash, whatever you put on social media, you're not right, or you're the bad person, it's too bad, really.
there's too many people think this is all a good conspiracy.
Oh, and believe me, some of the things, and I'm sure you've all seen them, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people that take truth to that. They don't realize how many hours that we all give, yeah.
If nothing else, that's one, aside from being happy with some of the cuts that are being proposed in the school district budget, it was good to see how many hours go into, and I don't know if that was atypical, but we spent a lot of hours talking about it. Same with here, you can tell people there's a lot of time and thought, and we go through line by line.
That's a typical process.
It was. So we may be done, we may not. Watch your emails.
Yes.
If something comes in for a warrant article that has a monetary amount, then we will need to meet back here. It's Thursday at 6.
Didn't we post for the next week also?
Yeah.
We posted for all three, but you just run the risk if you push it to the last one, that something else comes up, and then that's it.
We'll see if anything comes in, because maybe if we can look at least the weather patterns, if we're safe to go that following Tuesday. I would rather not have hours in the school district at the same time.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks. The other email you'll be getting